Oh, folks, what do you say? We just go ahead and get started. Oh, I should turn the volume down on that. There we go. Okay. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just get started. Let's just go right into this. What do you say? What do you say? What do you say? Yes, I know the video has not changed yet. Chill out.
Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? Caught in a landslide, no escape from reality. Open your eyes, look up to the skies and see. I'm just a poor boy, I need no sympathy. Cause I'm easy come, easy go, little high, little low. Any way the wind blows doesn't really matter to me. Mama just killed a man, put a gun against his head, pulled my trigger, now he's dead. Mama, life had just begun, but now I've gone and thrown it all away. Mama, ooh, didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, carry on, as if nothing really matters. Too late, my time has come. Sent shivers down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody, I've got to go. Gotta leave you all behind and face the truth. Mama, I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been born at I see a little silhouette of a man. Scaramouche, will you do the fandango? Thunderbolt and lightning, very, very frightening me. Galileo, Figaro. Magnifico! I'm just a poor boy, nobody loves me. He's just a poor boy from a poor family, sparing his life from this monstrosity. Easy come, easy go, will you let me go? Bismillah, no, we will not let you go. Let him go! Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let him go! Bismillah, we will not let you go. Let me go! We'll not let you go. Never, never let you go. Never let me go. Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia. Mamma mia, let me go. Beelzebub has a devil put aside for me. For me. For me. So you think you can stop me?
folks. Welcome to another episode of We Be Drummin here on GiantBomb.com. It is Thursday, and you know what you do. We drum. That's what we do on Thursday nights. That's the rule. And tonight will be no different. Oh, I love that song. For many reasons. One of the obvious ones being its feature on the Wayne's World soundtrack. This week's theme plays into that a little bit. I was made aware a couple weeks ago that this week is the 10-year anniversary of the launch of Screened.com, which you might remember as a website about film and TV and some such that I once was a part of. And I thought, well, one way to celebrate that might be to play a whole bunch of songs that I remember from the films and television shows of my life, all of which I'm sure you will remember for the exact same reasons. Definitely not going to be any weird curveballs that no one remembers in here, that's for sure. But yeah, no, it's there's going to be a whole bunch of songs here that I remember from the movies and the television and what have you. So let's keep that going with a couple more songs from one of the first and best soundtracks that I ever owned, which is the Wayne's World soundtrack. Here's a couple more. You'll probably remember these. Here we go. always just sneak it in there. I'm trying to remember what scene that song is in. I think it's the first time he sees Tia Carrere, if I'm remembering correctly. It's been a while since I watched that movie, but it is a great one. Wayne's World 2, also good. Not as good. Still a great movie. Sadly, the Tia Carrere version of Ballroom Blitz is not in this game. But, you know, fingers crossed one day. Oh, it's the Garth's fantasy about the sexy donut lady. That's right. I remember now. That's a good use. All right, well, we got one more from this here soundtrack. It's one, they go to a concert, you might remember, in the city of Milwaukee. And this song has a real wild drum part that you don't think is there until you play it, and it's something. Here we go.
Frankenstein, meet my
Snuck in that gold star right at the end. Guys, I don't want to talk out of turn here, but I think he's talking about his dick. I think the Frankenstein might be his dick. I don't know, man. Kind of seems like maybe he's talking about penis sex. Again, songwriting 101. These are the only kind of lessons you're going to get on this stream. You talk about one thing, but it means a different thing. That's a song. Anywho, it's a real stupid song, but I enjoy it. And that rhythm, like the bouncy thing that drummer is doing is, well, it's vexing, is how I would describe it. Anywho, let's move on with the playlist. We've got a few here that I think will all be pretty self-explanatory. They're all directed by the same guy, John Hughes. I don't really love all the movies. I like one of them. Songs are pretty good. Here you go.
From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird science, elastic tubes and pots and pans, bits and pieces, and the magic from the handle making weird science. Things I've never seen before, behind bolted doors, and imagination. Weird science, not what teachers said to do, making dreams come true, living tissue, warm flesh. Weird science, plastic tubes and pots and pans, bits and pieces, bits and pieces, bits of my creation. Is it real? It's my creation. Ooh, my creation. It's my creation. Weird science. Weird science. Magic and technology. Voodoo dolls and chants. Electricity, we're making weird science. Fantasy and microchips. Shooting from the hip. Something tickling, we're making weird science. Pictures from a magazine. Diagrams and charts. Mending broken hearts and making weird science. Something like a recipe. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Bits of my creation. Is it real? It's my creation. I do not know. No hesitation. No heart of gold. No flesh and blood. I do not know. I do not know. From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird science. Magic and technology. Dolls and chants. Weird science. Things I've never seen before. Behind open doors. Weird science. Not what teachers said to do. Bits and pieces. Bits and pieces. Bits of my creation. Is it real? It's my creation. I do not know. No hesitation. No heart of gold. This flesh and blood. I do not know. It's my creation. It's my creation. Oh, my creation. Ooh, my creation. It's my creation. From my heart and from my hand, why don't people understand my intentions? Weird. Weird science. pieces, bits and pieces, bits and
There it is. Here's the thing. Weird Science the movie absolutely does not hold up. But that's a good song. Certainly the best of the movie theme songs that Oingo Boingo wrote. I don't know if you've ever heard their theme for Bachelor Party, but it's not their best work. They are absolutely one of my all-time favorite bands. And I wish there was more of them in this game. I discovered them, as most people do, through the Southern California ska scene. I was on tour at some point in 95 or 96, and we were hanging out. We were crashing at this band, Meal Ticket, their drummer's house. And I was in the car with their drummer and their guitar player, and I think their bass player also. And they were playing the live Farewell album. And I was like, what the fuck is this? This is amazing. And they were like, oh, you don't know? Because Oingo Boingo is beloved in Southern California, especially in like the ska punk scene. But they're like, national recognition kind of begins and ends with Weird Science, I think. Like they've had some other singles, but not like huge hits. And I immediately went home, bought a bunch of CDs, and I was in love. So shout out to Meal Ticket. Let's keep this theme going, John Hughes theme going, with another one. Another movie I don't like, but a song I like, from a band I like.
in the side of our life.
Yeah, Pretty in Pink, not a movie I enjoy. I think maybe the only actual Molly Ringwald movie I like is The Breakfast Club. And that is not because of her. I just feel like a lot of the movies from that era that she was in, what one she was in, just never really got to me. Breakfast Club, though, that's a great movie. I had friends who really liked 16 Candles, but I never really got super into that one. The Breakfast Club, that's a damn movie. And this is a damn song. That's another one where obviously there's a fade out in that song. I really wish they'd just gone like 1 or 2 measures past that with the fade. With the non-fade, rather. Because that ride part is like the best fucking, that's just like, that's the part of the song. It's just like, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I got a little too excited there. But it's also distinctly possible that the track they were handed did not have enough runway for them to do that. So maybe that's what they got. Who knows? I don't remember what I put after the song, so let's find out together. Oh, here's a classic. Does not remember the Roger Corman classic, Rock and Roll High School. I mean, we've all seen that movie, right? Who among us has not? It's funny. I was going back and I was watching some of those old screen videos over the last week. One of them was one I did on pre-Marvel Universe, or even really Marvel budget Marvel movies, and one of the things I talked about was the Roger Corman Fantastic Four, and there is a very brief clip from Rock and Roll High School in that bit. Shout out to Joey Famelli, who was very good at finding the right footage to go with things. Anywho, let's see what's next. Oh, hell yeah, where are my Shrek heads at?
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed. She was looking kind of dumb with her finger and her thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I'll hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart but your head gets dumb. So much to do, so much to see. So what's wrong with taking the back streets? You'll never know if you don't go. You'll never shine if you don't glow. Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play.
How's everyone in the chat doing? Feeling okay after that one? Ah, yes, the power of Shrek compelled me into a full combo. Thank you, Shrek. Thank you. You know, I really do miss the carefree days of the internet when people could just lightly goad the lead singer of Smash Mouth about how All-Star is only famous because of the Shrek soundtrack, and he would repeatedly correct people that no, actually it was a hit before the movie Shrek. That feels like a more innocent time, and I also feel like it may have been 6 months ago. So I don't know what time is anymore. Anyway, this is not the only Shrek series soundtrack song in this game, and yes, I put another one on here because every once in a while I just feel the need to torment the audience. So here you go.
So she said, what's the problem, baby? What's the problem? I don't know. Well, maybe I'm in love. Think about it every time I think about it. Can't stop thinking about it. How much longer will it take to cure this? Just to cure it, 'cause I can't ignore it. If this love makes me wanna turn around and face me, but I don't know nothing about love. Come on, turn a little faster. Come on, the world will follow after. Come on, because everybody's after love. So I said I'm a snowball running down into the spring that's coming. All this love melting under blue skies, belting out sunlight, shimmering love. Well, baby, I surrender to the strawberry ice cream, never ever enter all this love. Well, I didn't mean to do it, but there's no escaping your love. These lines of lightning mean we're never alone, never alone. No, come on, move a little closer. Come on, wanna hear you whisper. Come on, settle down inside my love. Come on, jump a little higher. Come on, if you feel a little lighter. Come on, we were once upon a time in love. Accidentally 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 come on, spin a little tighter. Come on, and the world's a little brighter. Come on, just get yourself inside with love. I'm in love.
Yep. There we go. From the Shrek 2 soundtrack. Thanks, like a rock band. Thanks. Those were for my real Shrek heads, you know what I'm saying? But now I want to know where my minion head's at.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here. You can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space with the air, like I don't care, baby. By the way, because
in the world is that song almost 4 minutes long? That should be like 2:30 max. That feels like it was long out of contractual obligation. Here's the thing, folks. Here's the thing. There's going to be some peaks and there's going to be some valleys in this playlist. I promise. The last, 13 songs are pretty much all gold, but it's going to be a little up and down from here to there. So, let's play 3 more, and then maybe I will take some questions from the chat. What do you say? Let's play a few more. This is very different. lead singer of Godsmack's name is Sully. And on top of maybe being the dude who looks the most like a Sully that has ever existed, the band itself captures I feel like, the essence of what the sound of Sully would be. Literally everyone named Sully sounds like Godsmack, is what I'm trying to say. I don't know if that makes any sense. Doesn't really matter. Scorpion King, gotta love it. Not a good movie. Not at all. Not even remotely. Not even like this tiny little bit. Just awful. Just an awful movie. When that movie came out, I would say that my taste level was mediocre. But I also didn't go to a lot of movies that I felt like I knew were going to be bad. I went to The Scorpion King with an open mind. The Mummy 2, not the best, but enjoyable. And I was like, all right, sure, what the fuck? Let's go see a wrestler in a movie. And even my relatively low expectations were not met. It probably holds up better than some of his other movies, but I remember at the time being like, that is a bad movie that I just paid to see. So there. These next couple of songs have nothing to do with wrestling or The Rock. They have to do with a certain director by the name of David Lynch. This is for all my Lynch heads, these next two. Here you go.
A candy-colored clown they call the Sandman tiptoes to my room every night, just to sprinkle stardust and to whisper, go to sleep, everything is all right. I close my eyes, then I drift away into the magic night. I softly say a silent prayer, like dreamers do. Then I fall asleep to dream my dreams of you. In dreams I walk with you. In dreams I talk to you. In dreams you're mine. All of the time we're together. In dreams, in dreams. But just before the dawn, I awake and find you gone. I can't help it, I can't help it if I try. I remember that you said goodbye. It's too bad that all these things can only happen in my
Now, Roy Orbison, there's an artist who knew how to get in and out in like under 3 minutes. No corrupt in that man's songs. No bullshit. Just the good shit you want. That's what I say. I'm still mad about Happy being that long. If they're gonna put that song in the game, they should have at least like gotten like that rock remix of Lap Dance in there too, right? Just to kind of balance it out. Man. Anyway, here's one more from the Lynch catalog, and then I'm going to take some more questions from the chat. How does that sound to all of you? Does that sound good? I think that sounds good. Let's do it. Here we go.
I got my head, but my head is unraveling. Can't keep control, can't keep track of where it's traveling. I got my heart, but my heart's no good. And you're the only one that's understood. I come along, but I don't know where you're taking me. I shouldn't go, but you're reaching, dragging, shaking me. Turn off the sun, pull the stars from the sky. The more I give to you, the more I die. And I want you. And I want you. And I want you. And I want you. You are the perfect drug, the perfect drug, the perfect drug. It's not as much fun to pick up the pieces.
Oh, on the last note. On the last note. Perfect. Perfect. That was my first time gold starring that song. Woo! Literally the last snare hit. Amazing. Despite the fact that Trent Reznor, I think, calls that the worst song he ever wrote, or at least the worst song that was ever a hit of his, I think that song's all right. I really thought about putting a picture of Robert Blake with the camera from The Lost Highway up on this while I was playing, but I feel like that would be unpleasant for several reasons, so I decided not to do it. So there you go. Oh, folks. Why don't we take some questions from the chat before we move on to the next section? What do you say? Belgo asking, how well do you know one or two of those other people on my friends list who show up on this? Yeah, so I don't have a lot of... I haven't really updated my friends list on Xbox in 7 years, 6 years, something like that. I don't know, I just don't. But so Gordy Velchiba there is Darren Korb from Supergiant. And then the other person on there, I think... is someone I knew from the rock band nights we used to do in New York, if I'm remembering correctly. So yes, I do know them. The other fellow I've not talked to in many years. Darren I probably haven't seen since the last PAX I saw him at. Shout out to Darren. Hi Darren, hope you're doing well. Mr. McCrinkledink, one of my favorite usernames to say out loud. Just gonna say that right here. What modern movie would be made better with the addition of John Candy if he were still around? I kind of feel like a working John Candy in the modern era might be taking some roles away from, say, like a John Goodman type. So I don't necessarily want to take work away from a man, John Goodman. But that said, I can imagine some roles where he might have made, you know what? That 10 Cloverfield Lane, imagine if that was him in that role. That would be something. I mean, there's a million modern comedies. I have no doubt he would be able to be a more than worthwhile presence in. But I wanted to see the John Candy dark turn, which we never got. You know, every comedic actor eventually gets into some weird dramatic role that it doesn't feel right. But you know what? I would love to have seen him in something like that. Loud Noise asking, has any other rhythm game clicked with you beyond Rock Band or Guitar Hero? I am on record as being a huge proponent of Thumper. That is a game I love dearly. I did enjoy the frequency and the amplitudes back in the day, though I admit I was not very good at those games, so I did not play a ton of them, at least when they were out. Came to enjoy them more in later years. I like Parappa, despite the fact that that game is limited in a lot of ways. Kind of the same with Jammer Lammy. Like, I still think those games are fun as shit if you can figure out the timing of them. Trying to think if there's any other ones that, like, I played a lot of Audio Surf for a while, but I never really got into Audio Surf 2. I just didn't. But Audio Surf is one that I probably spent a couple of years playing a lot of. And those are the ones that leap out to me right now. I was never a DDR person because I can't dance, and I can't even do the feigned version of dancing you do in DDR on machines. I played a little Dance Central, and I wasn't great at it, but I feel like it was fun. I enjoyed it. I just never, again, that kind of dance motion. It's a disappointment to my mother, I'm sure, who was herself a professional dancer for many, many years. That was not how my rhythm came forth in the subsequent years. It translated more into this. The Chris asking, what is my favorite Nine Inch Nails song? Boy. Look, of the hits, I feel like it's hard to go wrong with Head Like a Hole. I also really like Sanctified. I really like Burn. I really like Wish. There's a couple of instrumentals I really like. I would have loved that song they do on the Twin Peaks episode 8. I feel like that's the one thing that I kind of wish, the only reason maybe I kind of wish Harmonix and MTV had stayed together, is if that had happened, there's a decent chance we would have gotten some of the music from Twin Peaks The Return in here as a pack, and I would have liked to have played that song. It doesn't seem very hard, but that's not the point. The point is, It's hard as shit, you know what I'm saying? I really like that song. Let's see what else we got. Beans122 asking, did I ever get to work with Brian Gibson while at Harmonix, and what did you think of the latest Lightning Bolt album? I don't bother with noise rock until I did not bother with noise rock until Dream Genie, and now I'm hooked. Yeah, I worked with Brian. I didn't know him super well. My encounters with him were always very pleasant, but we were in different departments, and the community folks were often kind of off in their own little zone away from a lot of the development people. But we all had lunch together in the same. I think it was a church auditorium generally every Friday, and he seemed cool. But I did not know him that well. Yummy Tree Sap asking, and I like that new Lightning Bolt album, it's good. Yummy Tree Sap asking, what kind of altars do I need to make sacrifices at to get you to play the Lightning Bolt song? When I can get more than 3 stars on that song and I don't feel like I'm gasping for air in the last 2.5 minutes, then I'll play it. I don't have to be good. I'm not worried about getting gold stars or anything on it. It's just that literally that song, it tuckers me out. Makes me a little winded over time. So I need to get my endurance up before I can really tackle that one. It's kind of the same thing with the Dragon Force shit. I just can't do it at that pace for that long. You know what I mean? Zombie Pie asking, why did you trust Eric Pope to review movies on screen? He was my movie buddy at Harmonix. He and I were the ones that always talked movies. I mean, everyone in the community pit was varying degrees of movie fan. Aaron definitely, Sean definitely. But Pope and I think, had the most aligned tastes. And when I was trying to come up with other people who could write this for the site besides myself and Rory, he had the time. He was like, hey, I could do some freelance for you, and he did. And I liked his reviews. I like Pope. He didn't review a lot of movies. I believe he was, I think he's the one who gave Trash Humpers 3 stars, which I respect the moxie of, even if that would not have been my review of that movie. Andy Lawn asking, any love for Beat Saber? Yeah, I played a little Beat Saber. I kept meaning to jump back into that one, and then I didn't. That is my bad. That game seemed good from the hour or 2 that I played of it, but I never got majorly into it. So I should probably remedy that at some point. It's not like I ain't got time. Actually, I have weirdly little time now, which doesn't make a lot of sense considering where we're at. But yeah, between the streams and the podcasts and preparation for all that stuff, I have bizarrely little time during the workday to do other things, which I did not really expect during all of this. It's amazing how much just the back end work kind of takes up time. Bizarre. But yeah, at some point I will get back to Beat Saber. I like that game. It's dope. Clagnot asking, have I ever listened to Alcest? Yes, I have. I love that band, or at least I love their last record. I've only scratched the surface of their other stuff, but that record they put out last year I fucking loved. Seth Farmer, would you consider playing a Coheed? Yeah, a Cambria song, yes, absolutely. For some reason, it just hasn't happened yet. It's not out of any dislike of that band. I just haven't put them on here. There are several bands that I genuinely like that I just have not found a place for on any of this stuff yet, but we'll get there. Who knows how long we'll be here, after all? I feel like I have to do that at least once per stream and just kind of mug to the camera man, fuck, we're here for a while. All right, we're going to take a couple more, and then I'm going to head to the next section of the playlist. Candlejack asking, Dead Kennedys, The Clash, or The Ramones? I lean Clash. I think the Dead Kennedys are very good, but they aren't necessarily a band I want to listen to all the time. It's kind of the same with the Ramones for different reasons. The Ramones are great. All those bands are great, but I think The Clash is the one that's I could just listen to pretty much anything by them anytime and be happy with it. Vinny Bush is asking, would you ever consider putting together a themed movie marathon or themed double features and putting in the GB newsletter? That's an interesting idea. I have thought about trying to do some kind of movie night thing, be it over streaming or what. I don't know. I haven't really looked too deep into it. It kind of seems like the only options are illegally stream movies on Twitch, get everyone together in a chat and then just have them play the movies, or secret illegal Discord streams. I don't know. Those seem like the only options right now. I mean, I know there's some stuff that you can legally party watch on Netflix and Twitch, but I don't think that's really meant for like mass broadcast for the most part. So maybe I'd like to do something with film again soon for the site. I just haven't really quite molded together what that is yet. We'll see. Royalty-free movies, Beach Under is an option. There are some things I could definitely... I have a feeling there's some things I could stream that really no one would notice. But I just kind of want to have my ducks in a row before I try anything like that, if I ever try anything like that. Okay. With that, I think we're going to move into the next playlist. Now, Screened was not a website that only covered film. We did cover television to some extent. And so this next 9 songs or so are all TV related in one way or another, like this one, which is a weird one. For all the sports people out there, for all the Hockey Night in Canada fans out there, this one's for you. That is so much fun and also just such a stupid inclusion in a music game, but I absolutely cannot be mad at it. Absolutely cannot be mad at it. All right. Next up, someone asked thoughts on Don Cherry. Fuck Don Cherry. Next up is a song that was the theme to a sitcom that I recently started rewatching. Maybe you remember it. It's called Get a Life.
Stand in the place where you live, now face no. Think about direction, wonder why you haven't now. Stand in the place where you were, now face west. Think about the place where you live, wonder why you haven't before. If you are confused, check with the sun. Carry a compass to help you along. Your feet are going to be on the ground. Your head is there to move you around. So stand in the place where you live. Now face no. Think about direction, wonder why you haven't now. Stand in the place where you were. Now face west. Think about the place where you live, wonder why you haven't before. Your feet are going to be on the ground. Your head is there to move you around. The bushes and trees, the trees will be falling. Listen to reason, the season is calling. Stand in the place where you live. Now face no. Think about direction, wonder why you haven't now. Stand in the place where you were. Now face west. Think about the place where you live, wonder why you haven't before. The bushes and trees, the trees would be falling. Listen to reason, the reason is calling. Feet are going to be on the ground.
It's a good show. If you've never seen it, get a life. I don't know what the availability is these days. I just had it on DVD, so I started watching it again because I have a lot. Nights, I mean, I'm just here, so I watch things. And that's a show you can watch. It's good. You should try it. Now, this next song comes from a show that, in retrospect, was not so good. If you are able to live your life not as I do, which is to say free of the association of this show with this song, I envy you. But here I am, nonetheless, encumbered with the knowledge that I have, that the theme song to the Dennis Miller Show is Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World. Oh, the beat on that song used to give me absolute fits. And one day it just kind of clocked in. Now, feels good. Feels good. Here's the thing. We were the house among my friends that had HBO, which meant that, you know, because we had the movie channels, sometimes they would come over and we would watch, you know, horror movies or, let's be real, Skinamax movies once parents had gone to bed. It also meant that my family watched some of the shows on there. Dennis Miller show was one of them. And the thing is, before Dennis Miller went all the way off the deep end, I remember thinking, oh, it's neat that this guy makes all these references for like 5 people. I think that unfortunately helped inform my sense of humor a little bit, even if I don't care about any of his references. Yeah, I'm loath to thank him for anything, so I won't. Let's move on to the next one, another show featuring a comedian. I'm, of course, talking about the FX series, Rescue Me.
On another day, come on, with these ropes tied tight, can we do no wrong? Now we grieve, 'cause now it's gone. Things were good when we were young. With my teeth cut down, I could see the blood of 1,000 men who have come and gone. Now we grieve, 'cause now it's gone. Things were good when we were young. Used to say, come on, was it right to leave? Come on, will I ever learn? Come on, come on, as I make my way, come on, through these blinded nights that seem too long. Now we grieve, 'cause now it's gone. Things were good when we were young. With my teeth bite down, I could see the blood of 1,000 men who have come and gone. Now we grieve, 'cause now it's gone. Things were good when we were young. Used to say, come on, was it right to leave? Come on, will I never learn? Come on, Used to say, come on, was it right to leave? Come on, will I never learn? Come on, And on this day, these deepened wounds don't heal so fast. Can't hear me croon of a million lies that speak no truths of a time gone by that now is through.
I did watch a fair amount of Rescue Me when it was on. I have no idea if that show holds up at all. Don't really remember a thing about it other than Dennis Leary. So, it's a good song, though. All I really know about the Von Bondies... Didn't the lead singer of Von Bondies beat up Jack White? Isn't that the thing they're notorious for? I don't remember. But that's the story I remember. Oh, what is next? Oh, this one. It's another comedy show, but this is a good comedy show. One I like, anyway. Maybe you remember it. It's called Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah. Look around the room, I can tell that you are the most beautiful girl in the room. In the whole wide room. And when you're on the street, depending on on the street. I bet you were definitely in the top 3. Good-looking girls on the street, yeah, depending on the street. And when I saw you at my mate's place, I thought, what is she doing at my mate's place? How did they get a hottie like that to party like this? Good one day. Ooh, you're a legend, Dave. I asked Dave if he's gonna make a move on you. He's not sure. I said, Dave, do you mind if I do? He says it doesn't matter, but I can tell it kinda minds. But I'm gonna do it anyway. I see you standing all alone by the stereo. I dim the lights down to very low. Here we go. You're so beautiful. You could be a waitress. You're so beautiful. You could be an air hostess in the 60s. You're so beautiful. You could be a part-time model. And then I seal the deal. I do my moves, I do my dance moves. Moves of my dance moves. It's 12:02, just me and you. There's 7 other dudes around you on the dance floor. I draw you near, let's get out of here. Let's get in a cab. I'll buy you a kebab. And I can't believe that I'm sharing a kebab with the most beautiful girl I have ever seen with a kebab. Why don't we leave? Let's go to my house. We can feel each other up on the couch. Oh no, I don't mind taking it slow. Oh, now, yeah. 'Cause you're so beautiful. Like a tree. Or a high-class prostitute. You're so beautiful. You could be a part-time model. You probably still have to keep your normal job. Part-time model. Spending part of your time modeling and part of your time next to me. And the rest of your time doing your normal job. My place is usually tinier than this.
I love that show. I am a big fan of Jermaine Clement. I don't know whatever happened to that Brit guy, but Jermaine. I don't know if you've ever seen that What We Do in the Shadows show. It's maybe the best thing on TV right now. I kind of feel like, I don't know, that I like anything better. Like, you know it's good because it has Matt Berry, and he's like maybe the 3rd or 4th funniest person on the show. Everyone's that good. It's truly fantastic. I love Matt Berry. We just rewatched Snuffbox. That's a very weird but good show. Anywho, I digress. This next spate of songs, let's say this next 4 songs, and then I'll probably take another little break here and talk to the chat. You may remember that MTV once owned Harmonix from, perhaps you remember it from such moments as earlier in the stream when I mentioned that. And as a result, there were some cross promotions, some things that happened, some shows that were part of the Viacom family of networks found their way into the video game. So this next handful of songs is my loving tribute to my new old corporate overlords at Viacom Networks. Viacom CBS, catch it. Here's some Stephen Colbert.
Every time I see you, I think of you. Every time I'm near you, I think of you. I think of you when I dream of you, when I'm taking pictures of you. I think of you when I'm in a blimp looking down from up above you. You know I'm missing you. My mind is kissing you. I'm right behind you now, Charlene. Waiting, watching, oh so close. I'm right behind you now, Charlene. You'll never be alone again, no.
And then it just ends. Stephen Colbert did a bit where he had an 80s band called Stephen and the Colberts. That was his song. And they're like, let's put that in the video game. And he's like, yeah, sure. Sell it for $1. Who gives a shit? What's next? Oh. If there are any iCarly fans in the chat, this one's for you.
On the digital clock. I know it's late, but I just can't stop. All this jumping around, all this wasting time. It's getting to be a habit of mine. You and
I don't think I have ever seen an episode of iCarly in real life. I know it exists. That is the extent of my knowledge. That and this song. Snappy. It's got a tempo. It's catchy. Let's keep the Nickelodeon theme going for a second, or at least one more. What do you say?
Mr. Sun came up and he smiled at me. Said it's gonna be a good one, just wait and see. Jumped out of bed and I ran outside, feeling so extra ecstatic. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. I'm so busy, got nothing to do. Spent the last 2 hours just tying my shoe. Every flower, every grain of sand is reaching out to shake my hand. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. Sometimes the little things start closing in on me. When I'm feeling down, I wanna lose that frown. I stick my head out the window and I look around. Those clouds don't scare me, they can't disguise this magic that's happening right before my eyes. Soon Mr. Moon will be shining bright, so the best day ever can last all night. Yeah, the best day ever's gonna last all night now. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever. It's the best day ever.
Now, SpongeBob, I can get into. My girlfriend is maybe the biggest SpongeBob fan I've ever met in my life. Really likes the show, and it's it's very cute. I like it. Who doesn't like SpongeBob? He's so nice. Oh, all right. This next one. It's not Viacom, actually. It was CBS at the time. Who out there, this is going back to the sports, or bookending with the sports. There was a Super Bowl about 10 years ago in which The Who played. And when that happened, they put out the mashup of all the songs they played during the Super Bowl. And then they put it in this video game. So let us celebrate this commercially successful live event with a playing of the Super Bowl smash-up.
seen nothing like him in any amusement hall. That deaf, dumb, and blind kid sure plays a mean pinball. He's a pinball wizard. There has to be a twist. A pinball wizard's got such a supple wrist. Why do you think he does? I don't know what makes him so good.
don't know that they needed to put that in the video game, if I'm being perfectly frank. But they did. And here we are. I don't like mashups. There's only one good like medley song in the world, and it's clearly B-Boy Bouillabaisse. Everyone knows that. I promise I'll play the real versions of those songs somewhere down the line. I just figured since we were on the TV theme, I would pay homage to my overlords at Viacom CBS. Praise be to the Messiah, Tony Romo, for unseating the false prophet, Phil Simms. So I Can See for Miles is the only CSI song that didn't make it in that medley, right? I mean, who does not remember the delightful show that was CSI Cyber? I don't even know how many episodes that show lasted. I feel like it wasn't very many. All right, well, if you've got any questions in the old chat, I'll be happy to answer them for a little bit before we get into the final 13. Sweetie Ash says, it lasted a season. Probably still was too many. I actually saw some of CSI Cyber, not because I do remember watching some of the original CSI and being fine with it. It was perfectly acceptable cop show programming. But I'd heard from the reviews that CSI Cyber was just absolutely abysmal, so I needed to see it for myself. And yeah, it's a good chance that any single moment of that show you saw was one of the stupidest things you will ever see on television. Not a good show. Stephen Wallaby asking, in utero or Nevermind? I think just nostalgically, Nevermind. I like In Utero a lot. But I think Nevermind, I mean, that was kind of one of my first, like, rock albums that I really latched onto, like many kids of my generation did. So I inevitably have to lean that way. Pious Martyr asking, favorite movie soundtrack? If we're talking licensed soundtrack, I kind of feel like the Boogie Nights has the best pound-for-pound selection of music of any movie I've ever seen. If we're talking score, I don't know if this is the best one, but it is my favorite, maybe. It's one I listen to semi-regularly. It is the Nick Cave and Warren Ellis soundtrack to The Assassination of Jesse James. It is just a beautiful collection of music, if you've never heard it. I like the movie a lot too, but the soundtrack is just aces, and it just hits me in an emotional way that very little movie music does. Don't know how to explain that, just does. Three OCT asks, do you ever score hunt in Rock Band? I know it's probably not as easy on drums. If you ever play a single song to get scores, I've spent hours trying to get the top score, and We Got the Beat on expert guitar, a couple thousand points off. I mean, I go for high scores, but I don't generally spend a lot of time on the same song just trying to get a high score. Like, when I play, I usually do what I do here and just play a bunch of different stuff. I get kind of bored if I have to listen to the same song over and over and over again. Except when I'm in a band, of course. But when I'm just playing this, I prefer a variety personally. Flowy Nightmare asking, thoughts about post-Rock Band 3 difficulty tiers being messed up? I mean, I've seen people say this a lot over the years, and there are certainly some songs in this game that I would say are tiered strangely, especially on drums. But that said, I don't know. I feel like the tiering is kind of loose as it is. Like, it's like assigning review score numbers. It's an arbitrary number you're giving based on experience, you know? Like, I'm not saying they shouldn't aim for accuracy, but I don't know what accuracy actually is. So that's kind of my attitude about it. Sonic Bug mentions Grosse Pointe Blank's soundtrack. Yes, that is also an incredible one. Interesting. Safety Sam asks, what songs from Rock Band Network do you personally hope get revived as DLC for RB4 that haven't yet? I'm trying to think what hasn't been. So the other two Sunny Day songs would be great. There's a band called Cancer Bats. They're a Canadian hardcore band. They had like 4 songs on Rock Band Network. I thought were all very fun. I would love to see those back in there. Trying to think what else. There was a Tragically Hip song in there. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. Yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of like really interchangeable metal and metalcore on there that I don't really have any strong feelings about. Like they're fun to play, but do I like need it back in the game? I don't know. Those would be my picks, I think. Punan asking favorite punk movie. Fictional Repo Man. Non-fiction documentary, I would say the Decline of Western Civilization, the first one. Those would be my picks. Overstreet asking, I've seen you wear a Jawbox shirt from time to time. Favorite Jawbox song? I'm Real Basic, Savory. I love that song. The last Ginja asking, Faith No More or Iron Maiden? Iron Maiden, but I love Faith No More. Let's see, I'll take a couple more here. The Rizzle asking, is Heavy Metal Parking Lot a documentary, a spoof, a critique, or just a bad movie? Well, one, it is not that last thing. Heavy Metal Parking Lot is amazing. It is, as I think I've said on this before, it is one of the greatest pieces of archival work we have on the culture of America. I genuinely think that movie is important. That said, I don't think it's a spoof. I think it is legitimately a great look at a very specific subset of American fandom in the 80s. That's what I think. Dreek asking, any thoughts on Mr. Bungle? I mean, I went through a Mr. Bungle phase. I'd say like that was like the mid to late 90s was that time for me. I have not tried to listen to them in a very long time. I might still like them, I don't know. I remember liking them. Weird band, but good. Last one I will take here from the Chris. Favorite film about music and or a band? Okay, I have a lot. I mean, Spinal Tap is a classic for a reason. It's really, I mean, as far as comedy goes, I feel like that's a real hard one to not just say right out of the gate. Other than the ones I mentioned before, Decline of Western Civilization 1 and 2 are both amazing documentaries. The Anvil documentary, if you've never seen it, that one is really great. Let's see what else. That Thing You Do, I think, is basically a perfect movie, whether you watch the director's cut or not. It's for a very specific era and type of music, but I think that for what it is, and the kind of crowd pleaser movie that it is pitch perfect. Let's see, what else? Green Room's fun, if you want to count that as a movie about a band. I've played some shows in some weird corners of Oregon, too. I'm not going to say I played any neo-Nazi events. Pretty sure I didn't. But nonetheless, Frank is a really amazing movie, if you've never seen it, with Maggie Gyllenhaal and, what's his name? God damn it. Why is his name escaping me? I interviewed the guy once, for God's sakes. Fassbender, that's it. Michael Fassbender. That is one of the best movies I've ever seen about band and creative dynamics, like group dynamics in a creative setting. It's weird, but it hits at some very core notions of what it's like to be in a creative relationship with other people and how that can distort things in various ways. Really good movie. Like concert movies, Stop Making Sense, Gimme Shelter, Monterey Pop. The Rush documentary is really good. That's not a concert movie, but that's a very good documentary, Beyond the Lighted Stage. The Oingo Boingo farewell concert, which is like 2.5 hours long, is also great. I have never actually seen Pop Star, Andrea Streeter. For some dumb reason, I've never seen that movie. Everyone tells me it's great. I just have never gotten around to it. I totally should. And I will. I will totally see that at some point. Last Waltz, also good. All right. Let's get into these last 13 songs. We're back to movies now. This one's from Clueless. Airheads. Whoever just said Airheads. Airheads is great. It's not great, but it's great.
Outside the cars in the city go rushing by. I sit here alone and I wonder why. Friday night and everyone's moved. I can feel the heat, but it's soothing heading down. I search for the beat in this downtown. The young ones are going downtown. The young ones are going. We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around. Bright lights and music, it's fast. Look, boy, don't check on your watch, not another glance. I'm not leaving now, honey, not a chance. Hot shot, give me no prop. Much later, baby, you'll be saying never mind. You know life is cruel, life is never kind. Don't make a little story. Kind hearts will grab a little glory. We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around. Come closer, honey, that's better. Got to get a brand new experience, feeling right. Oh, don't try to stop, baby, hold me tight. Outside, a new day is gone. Outside, suburbia sprawling everywhere. I don't want to go, baby. New York to East California. There's a new it's coming, I warn ya. We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around. Wow! We're the kids in America. We're the kids in America. Everybody live for the music around.
That one's a workout. Oh. All right, well, keeping with the 90s movies theme, here's another one. The very late 90s. Maybe you remember it. A little movie I like to call, yes, it's called that. Go.
Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. And I can't believe I've had 'cause I never had this taste in my past. Oh, you're different. You're different from the former. Like a fresh battery, I'm energized by you. Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. And I can't believe I've had this chance now. Don't let it go away. Why am I so curious? This territory's dangerous. I'll probably end up at the start. I'll be back in line with my broken heart. You're so new. And I never had this taste in my past. Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. Don't let it go away. This feeling has got to stay. And I can't believe I've had this chance now. Don't let it go away. And I can't
I like Go. I don't know if anyone out there has seen it. Really good cast. Like Sarah Polley, Timothy Oliphant, Billy Fichtner. Just a weird, good movie that definitely was like of a kind of like a lot of movies from that era, but like well done. That's what I think. Katie Holmes in that movie. Weirdly good cast. I don't remember what the next song is. Let's find out together. Ah! Zoolander. Shout out to Maury Ballstein, R.I.P.
Relax, don't do it when you wanna go do it. Relax, don't do it when you
Stretch the old back out a little bit. Last 10 songs, folks. Last 10 songs. Yeah, that song goes. That song's got good drums. Now put Two Tribes in there. That's what I say. Because they do have other good songs. Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Two Tribes being one of them. Oh yeah, I know what's next. So remember when I was talking about the Boogie Nights soundtrack and how it's real good? Well, it is. That's still true. And there are also some songs from that soundtrack in this video game. One of which I already played on one of these playlists, so I didn't include it here. That being Jesse's Girl by Ricky Springfield. It's a buddy of mine. But there are a couple of other ones. So let's play those. Like this one.
Once out strolling one very hot summer's day, when I thought I'd lay myself down to rest in a big field of tall grass. I lay there in the sun and felt it caressing my face as I fell asleep and dreamed. I dreamed I was in a Hollywood movie, and that I was the star of the movie. This really blew my mind. The fact that me, an overfed, long-haired, leaping gnome, should be the star of a Hollywood movie. But there I was. I was taken to a place, the Hall of the Mountain King. I stood high upon a mountain top, naked to the world, in front of every kind of girl. There was long ones, tall ones, short ones, brown ones, black ones, round ones, big ones, crazy ones. Out of the middle came a lady.
Una cosa de loco, una fiesta. Bueno,
She whispered in my ear
pero todas las cosas
something
están
crazy.
azul, porque estoy
She
en viaje.
said, "Spill wine, take that girl. Spill wine, take that girl. Spill wine, take that girl. Spill wine, take that girl." I thought to myself, what could that mean? Am I going crazy?
Aquí, pero no estoy aquí. Mi cuerpo
Or is
aquí,
this
mi
just a
cabeza
dream?
volando afuera.
Now wait a minute, I know I'm lying in a field of grass somewhere, so it's all in my head. And then
Aquí estoy con mis cuates. Con
I
mis
heard
amigos,
her
como
say,
quieran decirle mi onda, mi
one
onda,
more time. Spill wine, take that girl. Spill wine and take that girl. Spill wine and take that girl. Spill wine and take that girl. I could feel hot flames of fire roaring at my back as she disappeared. But soon she returned.
¿Cómo le quiera decir? ¿No? En órbita, en órbita.
In her hand was a bottle of wine, in the other a glass. She poured some of the wine from the bottle into the glass and raised it to her lips
Y esa mujer de que
and
encanta
just before she dropped it, she said, "Take a wine, take that girl. Spill a wine, take that girl. Spill a wine, take that girl. Spill a wine, take that girl, take that girl. Yeah, it's all you. You gotta do it. Spill that wine, spill that wine. Let me feel back on."
That is a really fucking good song. War is a really fucking good band. I don't think that's a controversial statement. There's one more from the Boogie Nights soundtrack, and it's this. Shout out to Rahad Jackson.
Sister Christian, oh, the time has come, and you know that you're the only one to say, okay. Where you going, what you looking for? You know those boys don't wanna play no more with you. It's true. Your motor is, watch your price.
get you motoring. Yeah,
Best builds, just like one of the best build-ups anywhere in rock music, is my opinion. Now, you know, actually, now that I think about it, there is one other song that does appear in the film Boogie Nights, albeit it's not the version that made it into Rock Band. It's the original version that's in Rock Band, and that's also from another movie. I think it's this.
you got the touch. You got the power. Yeah! After all is said and done, you never walk, you never run, you're a winner. Got the moves, you know the street. Break the rules, take the heat. You're nobody's fool. You're at your best when the blood gets rough. You've been put to the top, but it's never enough. You got the touch. You got the power. When all hell's breaking loose, you'll be riding the eye of the storm. You got the heart. You got the motion.
I was wrong. That is not the original version of that song. It was a re-record, I'm pretty sure. Because, I mean, let's just assume that Stan Bush did not have access to the original masters. And what's Stan Bush doing? Like, he's got time. Someone says, hey, re-record The Touch. He's like, okay. I've got the stuff here. I can just do it. Not saying it's not decent of him to do so. I'm just saying, you know, that's what Stan Bush has to do with his day, is record The Touch every single day of his life. You know, now that I think about it, The Touch is not the only Transformers-related song in Rock Band, I don't think. I think there's at least a couple more, one of which we're going to play right now. We did it. We got through it. And now here's the other Linkin Park song from Transformers. No, I'm not doing that to you tonight. Not tonight. It's a real shame Linkin Park became the Transformers band. Kind of feel like, I mean, I'm sure they got paid well. But, you know. Yeah, I know. New Divide, I think, is a slightly better song. I just went with that one because I wanted to play that one. Because it was from, I think, the first Transformers. I don't know. Whatever I was thinking, I decided to go with that one. We'll play New Divide another time. I'm sure it will come up. Oh. I know I said the last 13 songs were good, but look, I mean, they can't all be like flawless. I was guesstimating. The vast majority of these are good. This next song's good. I like this next song a lot. Here's a good one. Here's a good song, I think. This is a good song. I'm not fucking with you, I promise.
I've been working so hard. I'm punching my card. Either for what, or tell me what I got. Got this feeling that time's still holding me down. I'll hit the ceiling, or else I'll tear up this town. Tonight I gotta cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up on my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Snooze, your blues, everybody cut foot loose. You're playing so cool, obeying every rule, but deep way down in your heart, you're burning, yearning for somebody to tell you life ain't passing you by. Trying to tell you, you don't even try. You can find if you only cut loose, foot loose, kick off the Sunday shoes. Hurry, shake it for me. Oh, my Lord, come on, let's go. Lose your blues, everybody cut foot loose. Put your feet on the ground. Now take hold of kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up on my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Lose your blues, everybody cut foot loose, kick off your Sunday shoes. Please, Louise, pull me up on my knees. Jack, get back, come on before we crack. Lose your blues, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut, everybody cut foot loose.
This one at the end there. That's fun. That's a good song. If you had to, if you needed a title song for your movie in the 80s, who else would you call but Kenny Loggins? He kind of, I'm All Right, Footloose, Danger Zone, like that's a body of work right there. That's real hard to argue with. This next song is not a Kenny Loggins song, but it is from an 80s movie. And it's the greatest song ever written. You might think I was, hang on, I'm stretching out a little bit. Oh, okay, there we go. I think I was kidding or being facetious when I said that was the greatest song ever written. Especially considering it was literally proven in court that he kind of stole at least part of that song from Huey Lewis. But here's the thing. First with that, Huey Lewis wrote a nice song. It's all right. Catchy, fun, snappy little tune. It's good. What Ray Parker did by writing Ghostbusters off I Want a New Drug was take something that was pretty good and mold it into fucking magic. Okay? He took mediocrity and turned it into gold. And I think that means he deserves the credit. He is the rightful owner of the song. We should be paying Ray Parker Jr. more. That's what I think. I'm also not kidding because literally when I was in like second grade, if you would ask me what my favorite song was, I would have said that. I definitely had a cassette tape that I listened to on a little Sony Walkman on the bus to school, and I listened to that song all the fucking time. All the fucking time. So, lest you think I'm being ironic in my love of Ghostbusters, let me assure you that there is a deep-seated, nostalgic love for that song that will never be defeated in my heart. Now, that's probably the best song anyone has ever written specifically for a movie. Some of the songs, there are other songs in this game that were written specifically for movies that are not as good. Here is one of them. You will never guess what this is, so I'll just tell you. It is the song they wrote for the 2010 Rainn Wilson rock comedy, The Rocker.
Look at you, baby. Put your hands together for this one. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember literally nothing about that movie. I saw it at some point, and it is a comedy film about a washed up, out of work drummer. So you know it can't be great if I can't even remember what happens in it. That should have been up my alley, but no. They really tried with Rainn Wilson, didn't they? Didn't quite work out. It's a movie that has a song in it. Here's another movie. Well, here's another song that is a title song from a movie. And it is a movie that I did not like the first time I saw it, and then I have come to really appreciate over time, maybe a little less so the theme song, but nonetheless, I like the film. I am, of course, speaking of Lexi Alexander's Punisher Warzone. Here is Rob Zombie's theme song from Punisher Warzone. The love theme from Warzone, if you will. I'm pretty sure they just said to Rob Zombie, hey, the movie's called Punisher Warzone, write something. No other details beyond that. That's how that goes sometimes. Yeah, I remember the first time I saw that movie, I did not take to it, but there is a style to that movie, a B-movie grittiness that the Marvel shit in general, be it pre-Marvel Universe, post-Marvel Universe, is generally lacking. I think it totally goes into the same wheelhouse as like the good Blade movies in terms of just like, it's a little weird, it's a little grimy, but it's got a style to it, and I respect that. Let Lexi Alexander direct more movies. That's my opinion. All right, we are coming to the end of this here playlist. As always, thank you all so much for joining me week after week as we do these drum streams, we do all of these streams here on the site. Look, I'm as exhausted as anyone. My brain is fried by this point. But it never stops being amazing that y'all stick with us, and we really appreciate it. As always, there is the sale going on right now, so if you have not signed up to be a premium member, $35 for the year right now if you want to check that out. Now, for these final two songs, we're actually going to stick a little bit with the Rob Zombie theme. There are no more Rob Zombie songs. Now, as we all know, Rob Zombie went on to become a film director of variable quality, is the way I'll put it. He does have one movie that I really like, though. Genuinely. And that is The Devil's Rejects. That is a movie I greatly enjoy for what it is. It threads a real wild needle of making genuinely reprehensible movie characters like compelling in an emotional way that I, honest to God, never expected. So, the last two songs here are songs that are on the soundtrack for The Devil's Rejects. They bookend the movie, and it is, well, if you've seen the movie, you know which songs I'm talking about. This is the one that opens it. Here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 4.
We don't miss the first note. We don't do that. Let's try that again. I'm a little tired. Bear with me.
1, 2, 4.
I've got to run to keep on high, and I'm bound to keep on riding. I've got one more silver dollar, but I'm not gonna let 'em catch me, no. I'm gonna let 'em
Oh. An absolute classic. And then the film goes on to use, I'm trying to think if this is actually true or not, but I think it is for me. I think it's the best use of Freebird ever. That's my personal feeling. I'm sure someone's going to fire off some other one because that song has been in a million movies. But good Lord, do I love the end of that movie, and I love the way they use the Freebird. So here we go, Freebird. Wait, did I 100%? Oh, I did. Yay. I don't have anything more to say than ending on another, admittedly not as difficult full combo, but nonetheless, that's a good one. That's a long one. So I will take it, and then some. Whew! Little workout there at the end with the snare rolls. Holy shit. All right, well, folks, it is almost 9:30. I think it is time to wrap up for the night. As always, thank you so much for joining us, joining me, and joining us all throughout the week as we do our streams here on GiantBomb.com. Once again, make sure to hit up the sale for the end of the month if you haven't already. And if you continue to support us with premium, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And even if you just come to hang out in the free chats, thank you too. We appreciate all of you continuing to stick with us. With that, I'm going to wrap it up for the night. It is a fucking sauna in here. Holy shit. I've got an industrial fan going, and it is still hot as hell in here. All right. Have a good rest of y'all's nights. Let's see if the mouse works this week. There, hey, it's working. All right. I'm going to hit the buttons, and I'm going to say good night to you all. See you tomorrow. I'm going to be on a bunch of stuff tomorrow, so I'll see you then.